Charles Manson parole statement, Tuesday, February the 4th, 1986. As anyone in the know knows, throughout the state of California, the country, and the world, the lawyers, courts, and government of the U.S. lie and cannot be trusted, California Department of Corrections included. To keep this so-called Board of Parolees from telling more lies about me, my family, brothers, and sisters in soul, in truth, and of God, I have come to this hearing to make statements to and for the public record to be marked in history. I have been kept in handcuffs for over 16 years and kept for the most part in solitary confinement, as the so-called authorities keep changing the names from solitary to administrative segregation to quiet cells and other cover-ups each time the court ordered elimination of solitary time, or the public began to hear about mistreatment. Their fears and guilts were covered up by distortion, lies, and confusion to mislead and misinform the public for more tax dollars and bigger criminal justice business, actually fed by the misfortunes and blood of children. I've been kept in mental wards, nut wards. I've been beaten, drugged, and have lost track of the times I've been handcuffed to the bars or left to be killed. Inmates have told me that doctors and other CDC staff have tried to have me killed by telling them lies about me killing pregnant women and eating their unborn babies, or have implied threats to their personal safety along with promises of paroles and other favors. I have witnesses to all I say, but no court will touch it, because they broke their laws to put me back in prison, and each day they break all the laws by keeping me. They violate every human right in the book, yet they keep preaching to the world as if they had no sins and were all good guys. So, for years, doctors and staff have been falling off me with heart attacks, sicknesses, killing themselves, or being murdered, as they did me wrong by trying to use this case to set a new prison system and continue to pick up the paychecks. I see all new cops, new staff. For each inmate sent to kill me, the prison system has lost staff. All the judgments and the blame that is pushed off on me will be reflected back in the fires of the holy war that you call crime. It suits your fears not to face the actions you are creating and calling up in your prison crime factories, as your deceit is reflected. And then you are paid for the stories of crime sold to the public in TV and movies. The children of the 1960s that you call the Manson family wanted to stop a war and turn the government and world to peace. They gave their lives when they took lives, and they knew it. They gave all to clean up Atwa, air, trees, water, animals, the whole life of Earth, in love and concern for brothers and sisters in soul. They gave to get their brothers and sisters out of cages and to touch some intelligence upon the earth. By living next to the land, we did see the drought and famine coming. For my part, I was complete and willing to take responsibility for any influence I had over the mind of all. But your courts ran for the money and away from their own fears, guilts, and responsibilities. They didn't want to confront the truth about themselves. Your government invented the Watergate cover-up, but never did say what they were really covering up was a holy war invoked from the soul. When Manson, aka Lord Krishna, Jesus Christ, Muhammad, the Buddha, was condemned by the press and the people of California versus Manson, you condemned yourselves. You condemned yourselves in the so-called Manson family, putting the Son of God on the prison cross again. I broke no law, not God's nor man's law. God knows this, but the Holy Spirit knows, and anyone in the truth knows. What you are buying and selling in God's name, you will suffer, with your own judgments convicting yourselves of being Satan, the Antichrist. You stand your world on fire. I am Abraxas, the Son of God, the Son of Darkness, and I stand behind all the courts of the world. Until I get my rights, no one has rights. I'm God's messenger from up and in the truth, brother and son to all men. 666, your computers will print the same readout to your book brains. Until I get the same rights my fathers had, I will stand in Nixon's place, convicted as the false prophet, as fire burns and the children starve and the land dies along with the air, as the wildlife becomes poisoned and the trees are being cut so fast that wildlife will not survive, not without world change. I did invoke a balance for life on earth, from behind the time locks of courtrooms and from the worlds of darkness. I did let loose devils and demons with the power of scorpions to torment. I did unseal 7 seals and 7 jars in accord with the judgments placed upon me, upon my circle. All who had no forgiveness will have no heart, and did set loose upon the earth destruction in the balance of their own judgments. These are the people who gave their own children no chance for survival. These are the people locked in death wishes, which they project into the minds of the children. To the faithful I say this, so that the understanding can be touched, and because I know you have been misled, I did live among you in the will of all, in and out of prison for over 20 years before I was put on trial in 1969. From the 40s, I lived a lifetime in and on your prison cross, kept in your punishments to be your goat, your blame, all your bad, long before your children of the 60s picked me up and my will from the leftover garbage of past wars you waged upon your young. I am a child of the 30s, not the 60s. I told and answered in truth for what I was asked. What they did and do to balance themselves in their own points of view for the life they said they wanted is their own responsibility. You gave them your blame and all of your problems, but no forgiveness. They were you, your reflections, yet you keep your children in cages and want new prison crosses for your own profits. And the same cycles continue as your judgments are pushed off to the unknowing people for more tax money in old and useless jobs. They're also making up more TV movie crime, as if you don't have enough. Know this, from prison graves the Christ head is now tripped, and the so-called Christians have been and are feeding on the blood of Christ's children. You are so misled and caught up in the lies that your souls and your justice are locked in the bank. Actors play your leaders in the same war patterns set by the dead. I could have a parole and have no soul. I'll keep my soul and shirk your parole. You people have no authority from justice. You're crooks running the numbers racket. You got no respect. I don't want into your thoughts as anything but a number, and you are dismissed from any service you claim to do in the name of God. Prison is a frame of thought. I'm out of that. I don't want out of your prison unless I can go with my brothers and sisters. If I had the whole world and not my family, I would have nothing. I'm not broken. I'm not beaten. My own holy revolution against pollution is still in full swing. I am my own government, even if Reagan is trying to ride on my life. I am my own court and judge, my own world, my own God, and in my own rebirth movement started behind the judges' chambers in 1943. God is in me, and I am in God, and we both have a spirit of justice for the world. You can try to kill me 1,000,000 times more, but you cannot kill soul. Truth was, is, and will always be. You have beaten me, broken my neck, knocked my teeth out. You've drugged me for years, dragging me up and down prison hallways, laying my head on every chopping block you've got in this state. Chained me, burned me, but you cannot defeat me. All you can do is destroy yourselves with your own judgments. All that cannot get under me and in God's will not live over, but for a short time, and that will grow to be 1,000 hells. For you not only gave me your heads in truth by dying, but have made me Christ 4 times in the world thought, Satan 4 times, Abraxas 4 times. But over that I already was the 666 for 17 years in government prisons, and I am still brother in that chamber of thought with knives and darkness. My 666 beast is running free outside in one will, with permission to do anything except destroy water, air, trees, or wildlife, or the people with the marks of the Father on them. My armies move in ways beyond your programmed book brains in a holy war to redeem life on earth. For Atwa, they move in all things, everywhere, coming from all you don't know, from all you can't or won't try to understand. There are many people who have already made a lot of sacrifices in order to turn the world around, to redeem their own Atwa. So the people who lie and who have lied will suffer the sufferings of a lot of people who gave. Reborn Christians who are real in their rebirth don't need to find God's words in books. The people who want life on earth are with me in the will of life and working beyond money. The others can go to their death however and wherever they find it. The same God I speak of is all gods in one God, one world, one court, one government, one order, one mind, or continue with the madness you have judged for yourself to live in forever. The time has ended and will catch up to each person's thought as it does. Before 1969, for over 20 years I suffered your prison cross. I gave that to live because I didn't know the difference. I forgive, and it is my will to forget. But for the last 15 years, there is no forgiveness. The IPCR is the green field with a red bull. Until you all accept one God, one government, one order, there will be no order. One religion or no religion. Religion is God's biggest problem. Just as a circle embraces all that is within it, so does the Godhead embrace all. No one has the power to divide this circle, to surpass it, or to limit it. To do so will be your destruction. Note for the record, in all that was said about me, it was not me saying it. And if you see a false prophet, it is only a reflection of your judgments. For in truth, it is motions, not words, that speak for the Manson family. We each have our own worlds and judgments. I have no judgments outside of what you all have set for yourselves. I am content wherever I am. Whatever you do or say does not touch my inner circle. I have peace within myself. Peace of mind. Charles Manson. P.S. The U.S. started the Second World War.